there friends. Hey there everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing a book review, and book reviews are what I built my channel on, why I started my channel in the first place, and I haven't done one in like forever. So I'm so excited to be back doing one, and hopefully I will in the next few months be getting more book reviews up. Yeah, so I'll just get into it. The book that I am reviewing this month I want to talk about is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, or Victoria Schwab is her full name. This is a fantasy book. I think it's YA. I'm not sure if it's YA or adult or new adult, but it's fantasy, and it's about parallel Londons and parallel worlds, and it's all about magic and warfare and battles and people finding themselves, and it is just great. This book, the main character is called Kel, and then the two sort of other main characters are called Rai and Lila, and this is the first book that I've read in probably like maybe over a year, especially fantasy or dystopian, that sort of genre, where the main character has been a guy, which is quite unusual, as normally in these sort of worlds and in these sort of genres, male characters are like, male protagonists are like really big and are sort of like 90-80% of the books. But maybe it's just been me, I've wanted to read about females, so I've read a lot of books where the main character is a female. But in came A Dark Shade of Magic, and the main character is a guy called Kel, and Kel is a magician, and he is one of the only kind of his sort left really, and he can travel between parallel Londons. So there is 4 different universes / parallel worlds, all of which have a fixed point that is called London. All of these worlds, the London and the world and the geography is different, but they all have a place called London, and Kel is one of the last kind of magicians that can travel between these parallel Londons, and he basically acts as a messenger for the king and queen in his London. And Kel kind of stumbles upon something he shouldn't, and it leads to the turn of events that are in this book. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved the beginning and I loved the end, but the middle I wasn't necessarily as much of a fan of. There were bits of it where it definitely felt like it dragged. I'm very much one who likes fast-paced reads, books that I can just fly through, and so the middle just felt that little bit too slow for me. However, this book is a wonderful size. Fantasy books, I find, are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, that's great, but sometimes I'm just like, I just want a book that I can hold in my hand without getting cramp. This book is 380 pages-ish, which I think is a great size, really easy to hold, really easy to carry about. I've taken this on a train, in a car, on a plane, really easy to carry about, which is a massive plus point for me these days. I've got a book on my bedside table, which is like my next read, which is like 800 pages, and I'm like, how am I going to take this anywhere? But if you like fantasy, and you like fantasy that includes magic and parallel worlds and really strong characters, I'd say the main characters, there's Kel and Rai, who are male, and then there's Lila, who's female, and they are all as strong as each other, and they're all quite flawed, but Victoria Schwab writes them in the most beautiful way, in the most cool way. They're all so different, and I feel like everyone can identify with one of them. There's baddies, there's goodies, as with most books, I guess. And these characters go on a journey of finding themselves, especially Kel and Lila. Lila, you watch just completely change, and she talks about that herself in the book, about how much she sort of has gone on a journey in just these 380 pages, and it's just so action-packed. The middle, I say, I found a little bit slow, but I don't know if that's just because I read it over quite an extended period. I read the last of 150 pages in about a day, but the middle bit I sort of read a bit over a long period. But overall, I love this. I'm really looking forward to picking up the next book. I don't know if it's going to be like as ASAP I don't know if I was that gripped, but at the same time it was amazing. And I think if you're into fantasy, if you're into books about magic and parallel worlds and people finding themselves, like the main characters in this are about like 17, 18, and I just really enjoyed this. I love discovering about each of the parallel worlds, each of the parallel Londons, about its intricacies, about what made it, about how they were different and why they were different. And Victoria Schwab just writes it so amazingly, and I can't recommend this book enough if you like fantasy and you like books that just build the world so amazingly without boring you, and characters that are just so relatable and so easy to read about and that you just care about them instantly. So my camera is now flashing red, so I'm going to end this book review here. Hopefully I haven't spoiled anything, as my aim was to not spoil anything in this review. Remember to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. If you have any book recommendations for me that you think I would enjoy after hearing my thoughts on A Dark Shade of Magic, please let me know in the comments, as I am looking for more books to pick up in the next few months. So remember to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this, and I shall see you really soon, guys. Bye.